¿Qué rollo con el pollo plebada? Welcome back to another video. I'm Sausage Lewis, and on today's new video we are getting a behind the scenes of the dealership. We are going to do an interview slash vlog. So we pretty much, what that means, I'm gonna go to almost every department, ask questions, get the behind the scenes, and I hope you like this video. If you do, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let's roll the clips.
Oh yeah, making vlogs, fixing the car.
We're also making a behind the scenes, you know, for like extra clips.
Hell yeah.
We got Gabino on the cut, we got Waylon on the cut.
Working on the fucking Mopar no car, baby.
On the goddamn Ramona. We're in the shop right now. I'm here today.
Waylon?
And Waylon, what do you do here at the dealership?
I'm a used car technician.
Let's get into some stories at the dealership. We've been here for a minute. We got to see nice cars, you know, people come and go.
Yep.
We also deal with customers. What's the craziest thing that you found in a customer's car?
It was I was still a loop tag. It's probably like 2020. I found fake urine so she could pass a drug test. And it was an employee too.
What? You're the type of dude that has a whole bunch of tools. From the last video, you haven't seen it. We've seen your 10mm wrenches. What's a tool that you regret buying?
Regret? Probably the 10mm. I never used that set. It was like $600.
What's a tool that you cannot, if you don't have this tool, you can't work without?
My impacts.
Your impacts?
Use it every day.
That, you know, you got any advice, any recommendations, you know? For anybody in the crowd just trying to be a mechanic, or like how, you know?
I'd say start from the bottom as a loop tech. It's an entry level. It's a good way to get into the industry. And you can also see if you like it or not, and go from there. I always tell everyone, don't try to go be an apprentice first. Don't try to be a technician, or don't even waste your money in school and stuff. You don't even know if you like the industry yet. It's also not cut out for everyone either. So sometimes a lot of people don't even have the ability or the skills to be a mechanic. They're not mechanically inclined. So I always say start as a loop tech. If that's nothing for you and it's easy, then you can slowly move up.
I'm here with
Maya.
And what department do you do here at the dealership?
Service. I'm a loaner coordinator.
Okay. And let's start off with, what would be like the fastest way to annoy or piss off a receptionist?
Hanging up in their face, not answering their calls.
What about like in person?
In person, being rude. They really sweet, honestly.
Okay. So you say you do with loaners, right? Mm-hmm. But before that, was you like in the service department?
Yeah, I was a porter actually.
Oh shoot! So you went from porter to loaners, or what's in between?
Porters, then loaner. So my 5th month, I got promoted to loaner coordinator.
Okay. What's the wildest thing a customer has said or done?
I can't say no names.
No, don't say no names. It's just like,
just what they said.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this one customer. He always came in doing something. He'll come in with his pants unbuttoned, shirt wide open, no shoes, socks on his feet. He'll harass customers. But I had called him one day, and I have the voice that I have, and he made the comment, "Ooh, your voice so sexy, you just made me nut." Yeah.
So I'm here with
Jovi White.
And where can we find you?
You can definitely find me at Parkway Family Auto Group. We're located on Kingwood, Texas, 59 at Kingwood Drive. We handle all types of vehicles, Mazda, Kias, pre-owned vehicles, certified pre-owns, whatever you're looking for, we can definitely help.
Okay. And first question, how long have you been in the industry?
I've been in this industry now going on 12 years, but I've been in sales all my life, so I've sold a little bit of everything.
So you pretty much already got experience, a lot of customers.
Yes, sir.
For example, when you see someone walking in the lot, what's the first thing you try to look for?
So typically what I'm looking for is who they're with, what they're wearing, you know, their body language. There may be some clients that, you know, that step on a lot where you can obviously see that they don't want to be approached, you know, if that makes sense. They just kind of just want to look and, you know, get a kind of a roundabout a gathering as far as, you know, what they're looking for prior to talking to somebody. And then there's some where, you know, they're a little more welcoming or whatever. So those are kind of, you know, some characteristics that I look at when somebody does drive on a lot. You know, if they're with their family, then obviously they're going to be looking to, you know, a little more open to talk with somebody. Now, if they pull over, you know, next to the driveway, you know, closer to the entrance, then, you know, obviously, you know, they're trying to be a little more discreet, and they, you know, they don't want to be seen. They just kind of just want to get done, you know, in and out pretty much.
Okay. And from all the years on your experience of this industry, what's the wildest thing you've seen a customer do or say? Without saying no names.
Man, I mean, I've seen a little bit of everything, man. Like there was this guy, I was actually right about to sell him a Tesla. I was about to sell him a Tesla. His wife was in the car. We're outside, we're looking at the vehicle, we're ready to move forward, and all of a sudden you see his wife duck her head out the window, and she just starts just puking like profusely, you know. And I saw it at first. Her husband didn't see it, and I had to tap him. And I said, "Hey, man, looks like your wife's getting sick." And he turns around, and like obviously it took a, you know, the sale took a turn, and we couldn't finish up things, you know, at the time. But yeah, that's probably one of the wildest. I've actually, you know, had to tell some clients, "Hey, you know, have a seat. You know, you're being a little loud. Let's conduct business like gentlemen, you know." So yeah, I've seen quite a bit, you know, when it comes to car buying.
What's the wildest story a customer has ever gave you just to get out of a deal? Or to not sign papers?
I mean, I've seen, believe it or not, I've seen some wives, man, come and shut down the show, like, completely. Like, you know, the husband and I were vibing and everything, you know, we're ready to move forward on the sale. You know, I've had a guy that was almost ready to go to finance, was in finance, and his wife called him and told him, "Don't sign a single thing, get out of there now." Like, you know, like, it's just, you see a little bit of everything, man. You know, I've seen it all in 11, 12 years in the car industry, especially.
And as you can see in this 12 years, just being a kid, you see how people come in and out. Any advice, any recommendations you got to some of the new people that are becoming sales people or want to become salespersons?
Read the room, read your clientele, assess the need, you know, figure out what's important to them, you know, and more so than anything, make a friend before you make the sale, if that makes sense. You know, a lot of times it's just not all about selling the vehicle. Of course, you know, that's what we're here for. That they're here to buy a car, you're here to sell them a car, and everybody's happy. However, I think, you know, we can be a bit rushed and, you know, and sidetracked by the ultimate goal. And I would just say that for sure, man. Make a friend before you make a sale, because, you know, like, there's clients that I've sold 3 or 4 cars to now because I made a friend, you know. There's clients that show up Thanksgiving and Christmas and they give me gift cards, and, you know, they come say hello and just give me hugs, you know, because I made a friend, you know. So yeah, that's definitely what I would say, is make a friend before you make a sale.
Before we close this video, how can the people reach you out in case they're trying to look out for, they're in the market for a car?
Sure. So, I mean, you can always reach me on my cell phone. My cell phone number is 713-557-8553. It's always on. It's never off. Call me anytime. I'm always available for you. You can also reach me on my Instagram page, which is _Jovan. That's _JOVAUGHN, like Nancy. You hit my DM or whatever. I'm normally pretty good about getting back to you as well. But yeah, and then you can also reach me on Facebook as well at Mr. Jovan White.
Alrighty. Well, I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate it, Louise. Thanks, man.
Welcome back to Kia. How's the day behind the doors of Kia?
Air conditioned, feels nice, man. You know, we're getting some waiters knocked out. We're getting some diacs coming in, so making some money.
The beautiful thing is that y'all got AC, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
Right now, I just went over there. They don't got AC, bro, and I'm pretty sure Mazda doesn't either.
No, we're the lucky ones, right here in the middle.
Shit, what you gotta say? How long have you been here?
I've been here since last February, so almost a year and a half.
You know what, let me set this camera down. Let's interview you real quick and introduce you the right way.
All right, sounds good, man.
Alrighty. And I'm here with
Alex.
Alex. And what do you do here, boy?
I'm an apprentice. I'm under this Alex.
Oh, so both of y'all are Alex?
Both Alex.
Okay. You've been working with customers' cars for a minute already, right?
A few years, yeah.
What's one weird thing that you have found on a vehicle, on a customer's vehicle?
I'd say the weirdest thing, the thing that threw me off was finding the colon bags whenever you get like your intestines removed or you get shot or something. You know how you have to like shit in a bag? I was doing a cabin air filter one day and a bunch of them just came out when I opened it and I was like, oh, I'm not filled or anything, but just empty ones. And I was like, that's
It is a good question. What's one vehicle that you would just wish that would stop coming through service? Like, if you had like I don't want this vehicle no more. Like, if you had the power to...
Here at Kia,
Yeah.
Carnivals, the big minivan.
Why?
Everything you do on that car sucks. The oil change sucks. Spark plugs suck. The only thing that's cool is like the tires usually aren't the heaviest. That's it. Other than that, all the recalls for it fucking suck.
I thought it would have been like a Soul Stinger, because I hear Stinger on this side, I hear Souls on that side.
The Souls, it's just an all-around crappy car. So sometimes you make good upsells. A lot of them need engine replacements, so that's always a good little paint job. But the Carnival, honestly, man, just a pain in the ass all around. I don't like working on the Carnivals. I'd rather take a Stinger, a K5. I'd take anything over it.
Oh, shoot. Last question for today. If you had to use one car part for like, for example, you have to survive an apocalypse of crackheads or zombies, what would it be?
To kill them with? Probably like a CV axle.
A CV axle?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, those fuckers, they're pretty heavy, man. You get a good swing on it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, my boy. And we're going to continue on our vlog and our interviews. Shout out to my boy Alex for being down here with
Tony.
And what department are you, bro?
Shit, parts. Good parts.
And today we're going to ask parts manager some juicy questions. Are you ready, my boy?
I'm ready.
Man, how's your experience here at the dealership, bro?
Parkway's badass.
How long have you been here for?
Actually, I've been working here 6.5 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
And how you like it?
It's pretty good. I actually like it here. There's like room to grow, and you know, there's a lot of hands-on learning. And same thing, I just teach people what I know, and you know, everyone here gets along pretty cool.
Man, do you work with customers' cars or no?
Sometimes because I'm hanging out with the tech sometimes, just chopping it up, and when they're checking the used cars and stuff, and yeah, they be having some crazy stuff in there.
What's the weirdest thing you found inside a car?
Man, you'd be, no, man. I mean, it gets, you know, like, explicit, but, like, I've seen guns. I've seen people just leave guns, like, under the seat, or, you know, knives, machetes, crazy stuff, like, you know, money. I mean, definitely drugs, you know, but it's just crazy, like, all kinds of stuff.
It's just crazy how they just, like,
They forget about it, I'm sure.
What part will you use if you had to use only one part to survive like a zombie apocalypse, or you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Or if you had to survive a crackhead or something like that.
Probably, I'd have to say maybe like a CV axle, you know, kind of like a bat. It's like a bat, but it's heavy. You know, you can knock somebody out with one hit.
Do you think you gonna be able to carry that motherfucker?
Oh yeah, come on, man. You do that all day, bro.
Shit.
Speaking of a CV axle, there's one right there, bro. That's what I would use right there.
There's a CV axle right here.
Timing tensioner. If it says timing, fuck it.
Well, any crazy experiences at the dealership, bro? They have.
Besides people having sex in the dealership.
That's too much sauce. We're not getting into details with that. So what's up, guys? I'm here with my boy.
Hey, bro.
And what you do here at the dealership, bro?
I'm a technician here at Recon.
So you're a technician here at Recon. What's a tool that you cannot live without?
Tool that I cannot live without would be my 3/8 impact right here.
Can you show us a close-up to see how new the impact is?
Yeah, it ain't. It's beat the fuck up. As you can see, it's my favorite thing.
What's the weirdest thing that you've seen in a customer's car?
Shit, my boy. A pair of panties and a dildo.
Just chilling together, or like they were around the car, or like
chilling together. I was checking cabin inspection. I was doing a cabin air filter inspection, and here I come open up the glove compartment. You know,
just chilling there.
Big old thing, just chilling there.
And what is the car that makes you say fuck being a mechanic?
Almost every fucking European car.
Oh shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Almost every European car.
And since we work at Kia, and you worked in Kia cars before?
Yeah, I used to work at Kia cars.
Which one is the most that you're like, if you was to go back and fuck, I won't get this car from service, which one would it be?
Stingers.
Stingers, and why is that?
The tight spaces. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's just tight spaces.
2-1. I'm here with
Valeria
Valeria, and where can we find you?
at Parkway Family Mazda in Kingwood.
Okay. How long have you been in the industry for?
I've been in the industry for a little over 3 years now.
Okay. And with those 3 years you have dealt with customers, I'm guessing, right?
Mhm.
What's one of the wildest thing a customer has said or done that you have seen in your 3 years to you?
The craziest thing was a customer needed a down payment and they said they needed to go have sex with their ex to go get the down payment.
And if they got the down payment?
Yep.
Oh, it worked. If it works, and for someone that is trying to hop on in the industry, you got any recommendation, any advice?
I mean, really, like, it is a cutthroat industry, so make sure you don't come with no loose skin, and make sure if you do get in here, just keep getting in front of a customer. That's really all it is. Just keep getting in front of them.
Okay. And to close off this, you sell cars, right? Mm-hmm. Do you just sell brand new cars, Mazdas, or you sell used cars too?
No, I sell brand new Mazdas, brand new Kias, and used car remake and model.
And if someone is trying to contact you, like, to get a car, how can they do that?
You can contact me at my work phone, 346-805-7455.
Okay. I'm here with my boy.
It's Jerome.
And what do you do here at this dealership, bro?
I'm a sales associate. I'm a new car sales rep.
Okay. Being a salesperson, what's the wildest, weirdest story someone has made up just to get out of a deal?
For me personally, right? This is what happened to me personally. Customer told me they had to go back to work. So I'm like, all right, no biggie. You got to go back to work. Once you get off of work, go ahead and come back. We'll wrap this up, make it real quick, real easy for you. I'm not the pressure type of salesman. I'm from California. I'm from San Diego. I got locks, man. We all know. I am very laid back. But with those things being said, right? So I let him go, man. Go ahead and go to work. Bro went to buy a whole nother car. So he told me he was going to work and he lied. And he went to go buy a whole nother car.
Damn. What do you really think when customers hit you with that famous line, "I'll be back"?
We cussing? We cussing?
It don't matter.
You full of shit. You full of shit, dog. You ain't coming back.
How many times do you get hit with that? Maybe like
all the time. Every single time they hit me with that. I gotta go think about it. I gotta go talk to my wife. And one of the things about my job is I ask you before we get too serious, if all figures and terms are agreeable, if you like the price that I give you today, would you be willing to take delivery of the vehicle today? would you be ready to purchase the car today? If you like my price, you ready to buy today? And the customer will look you dead in your face and say, yes, I'm ready to buy today. And then at the very end, they'll say, I got to think about it. What is there to think about? What is there to think about?
Man, you know, we work at a dealership. Sometimes we have to deal with these customers. What's the wildest thing a customer has said or done? You know, we always have wild stories here at the dealership. Something is always going down.
With me, for real, the way I work, bro, with my OCD, like, I don't have too many wild situations, man. I keep my customers and myself under control. But I'll say maybe the craziest thing that's happened to me is one of my customers came in to trade in a Corvette, and it was the opposite. You know, usually people come here, they trade in their cars, we get them a better car. You know, let's be honest, I work at a Kia dealership. It's not too many options here that are better than a Corvette, unless you're just becoming a family man getting a Telluride or something. But his situation was different. He was being laid off from his job. He knew it was coming. He wanted to lessen his expenses. He came and traded in his Corvette, gorgeous, for a Seltos. And before he bought that Seltos, he asked me, can we take one more test drive? But not in the Seltos, in the Vet.
Man, talking about trade-ins, what's the wildest trade-in you have ever
dealt with? That one, same one.
But besides that one, like on some, people really think that they're gonna get this for this, but in reality, their car is like...
Oh man, when people come in here with cars over 100,000 miles, give it up. I don't care what kind of car it is. If I got it over 100,000 miles, you're not getting what you think you were gonna get, because it's a wholesale piece. We can't retail it, and all customers come in thinking that they're gonna get retail prices. You know, you wanna sell your car retail, you go sell it. You go put it on Facebook Marketplace. You come bring it to us with all the miles, we're putting it right in auction.
What's one thing that a customer should never do? A thing that will piss off a salesperson, any salesperson?
Call another dealership right in front of me.
Oh, how many times you got hit with that?
Once or twice.
Oh, man. And do you, man, to finish off this video, do you got any advice, any recommendations on someone that is trying to become a salesperson?
Humble yourself and don't take it personal, man. When I first got into this, my emotions were all caught up in it, and like, you know, you want to be great, you want to sell every customer, you want to sell every car, but you got to understand that sometimes you don't get the sale, and it's not because of what you did, it's not because of what you said. That customer never was going to buy a car. They came in here to waste your time, and technically you allowed them to do it. But at the end of the day, we're service contractors in essence. You know, people hire us to help them buy a car, you know? And so with those things being said, nothing technically to me is a waste of time. You know, whether they buy a car, whether they don't, I'm going through my process to make sure I'm as sharp as iron every time. Every time. When you show up with me, my process is every time, you know?
Bro, you busy?
No, sir. What's up? I got a customer coming in. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm that busy. Like, I'm not busy, but I'm busy. As you can see, I'm typing, I'm texting.
We're still on the clock.
You know, I got a customer. I can't show you the folder, but I got the folder ready right here, baby.
Being that said, how can we find you to close off this video?
You can find me on Instagram, 392.johndoe. So that's 392.JONDOE. Or you could pop up to Parkway Family Kia and ask to speak to Mr. Sims.
And what type of vehicles do you sell? Do you touch the brand new ones or the used cars?
I sell brand new cars and I sell used cars. So it don't matter what you're looking for. It don't even matter if you're looking for a Dodge, a Hellcat, a Hyundai. It don't matter what you're looking for. I'm a car salesman. I've been doing this for 3 years. If you need a car, you call me. I'll find it for you. I'm telling you, watch me work.
Being that said and done, I appreciate it, my boy.
Hell yeah.
And so I'm here with...
My name is Ben. I'm one of the salespeople here at Parkway Family in Kingwood. We sell Kias and Mazdas. You may recognize me from some of my other videos. I'm an astronaut, a plumber, an electrician. I'm just kidding. Here's the reality, right? For customers, right? You know, if you were buying a car from me, right, and I was dishonest with you, or I was discourteous with you, I was rude, right, you have a recourse, right? You can always talk to a manager, you can leave a Google review, right? Like, I have to be accountable to something, right? If I don't keep my word on something, right? I tell you, hey, you know, Louis, the price is going to be this. And then, you know, once you get here, I'm like, well, you know, right? You have a recourse, right? But me, right, I have no recourse, right? If the customer is dishonest, right? If the customer tells me, hey, you know, I agree to this, and then they change their mind, there's no recourse for me, right? We should really create something where dealerships can leave reviews for customers.
That would be a good one. That would be a wonderful one. Talking about customers, what's the wildest thing a customer has said or done?
Man, I mean, like, you know, there's been times when people start like yelling on the showroom or, you know, stuff like that. I think the wildest thing, like, I don't know, just for me personally, that somebody did, you know, was there was a guy that I was sitting down talking to at my desk. This was in the old building, and he was sitting there like across the desk. And he had like open toed, you know, like the Jesus sandals, the Birkenstocks or whatever they call. He was sitting there like this, right? And like he's like making direct eye contact with me, and he's sitting there picking his toenails as he's like talking to me, right? You can probably guess, you know. Never mind, I won't go into details. But yeah, that's probably like the just most off the wall thing that a customer's done on the showroom, I think. Okay.
What's the wildest story that someone has made up to you that just so they don't like, hey, I can't buy this car anymore? Just so go be a conclusion to that.
I mean, like you get a lot of like, you know, like, oh, you know, my such and such is sick, or, you know, like I have to go to a funeral, you know, it's like you had to go to a funeral. You knew you had to go to a funeral today, so you came and you were like, I'm gonna buy a car real quick. You know what I mean? Like you wanted to stunt at the funeral in your new whip. Like, you know, I don't know.
And for tips and tricks, what's something we should never do to a salesperson? What's something that pisses off the salesperson like this?
Here's the deal, right? A lot of customers, understandably so, right? Like they think that it should be as easy as like, oh, like, you know, just give me your best price. You know, the problem with that realistically is that if we give, you know, our best price to every single person, right? The best thing that I'm going to help you do is buy a car at the dealership that's closer to you. You know what I mean? You know, we want to sell you a car. We don't want to help you buy a car somewhere else, right? If you don't buy the car from me, I work for free, right? So, you know, there is kind of a process, but you just kind of have to respect the process, negotiate a little bit, and we can get to the price that works for you, right? But there's a process to get there, right? You know, because you know, at the end of the day, we like I said, you know, if I don't sell you the car, then I work for free, you know, and nobody wants to work for free, you know.
Any advice, recommendations you got for someone that is trying to hop in the game on the sales, like for example, your sales team? So it's like someone that's trying to like, oh fuck, I want to become a salesperson. Any advice you got for them that's like, you really think it is, but you really think this is this, but it's not, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of it really just comes down to personality. You know, you have to, if you're not comfortable talking to people, you know, get comfortable talking to people. Yeah, I mean, the best thing, you know, if you're thinking about jumping into the car business, I'd say have at least one or two sources of passive income, right? Because you know, you never know. Sales, I equate it to, you know, a toxic relationship with a really hot woman, right? You know, when it's good, it's great, but when it's bad, right, it's bad. So, you know, you'll have a great month and then you'll have a really bad month. So, have a source of passive income, and then other than that, I mean, just jump into it. See if you like it. It's not for everybody. People. I've seen tons of people come and go just here at this dealership. The people that new people when they come here, it's kind of like a running joke. I'm not going to learn your name until you're eligible for benefits. You know what I mean? Because you're either going to be here for years or you'll be here for a couple weeks. So just try it out, see if you like it.
That's true. Well, appreciate it. And how can they find you? Where could they find you if they're looking if they're in the market for a vehicle, a 2025, a 2026, or a used vehicle?
Well, you can always reach me by telephone, 281-312-6278. That's my extension right here at the dealership. We're right here off of 59 and Kingwood Drive. Just swing by, come in and see me, ask for Mr. Clean, and I'll be able to help you out.
I appreciate it. And I'm here with
Raymond.
And what do you do here at the dealership, bro? What's your department?
I'm in sales right now, so I just kind of deal with customers every day and just try to sell them a car. Really, that's my job.
And what dealership can we find you at?
You can find me at Parkway Family Kia up in Kingwood.
Okay. How long you been in the industry for, bro, selling cars?
I've been in the industry for almost like a year. Realistically, maybe like 6-7 months. Like, I started in December of last year, so December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So like 7 months really, but.
Okay. So far, you had a idea coming into the industry. How is it going? Is it still to the expectation? Like, it is what you thought was going to be, or is it harder, or how do you see the sales? Cause
that's a good question. I feel like so I started off in sales. Mm-hmm. I was doing like electricity, so I was with Just Energy, but I would be like not in front of Kroger's, but like where people get their shopping carts and stuff. Uh-huh. And I would just straight have like an iPad, and I would just be pitching like anybody that comes in the store. And I was getting like a good amount of sales, so I felt like I was pretty good at that, like sales. I only stopped because of school and stuff, so whenever I wanted to get back into sales, I was like, maybe something different, like cars. So that's what kind of got me in this place. But I feel like it's been kind of what I thought it would be. Like, it's not hard, but it's not easy. Like you basically make your own paycheck. You got to work for it. You got to kind of think about it as like a business. So like, if you're not out there trying to make calls or trying to get people, your business ain't gonna be booming. You know what I mean? So you just gotta try to really hustle, I guess.
That's kind of badass that you said that. So you were in both sales. What's the difference in between both sales, if you had to say? Like,
I would say the first sales was more like straight up interaction. Like, it's so from the last sales into this sales, it's more of like somebody's coming to the dealership because they want a car. The other one's like they're just going to the grocery store, and I just gotta kind of have to bag them into getting like, changing their electricity and all that stuff. So I would say my first sales was just more of straight hustling. Like it's just more of a numbers game. Like, you gotta really talk to everybody, because really nobody, like if you're going to Kroger's or something, like in your mind you're not going there to
fucking get into an electricity
program. Exactly, bro. So I would definitely get a lot of that. Like, I felt like that was a little bit harder just because of the customers. Like, I would pitch them and they'll be in a bad mood. Like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. But there would be customers where I asked them like, hey, how's your electricity bill? And it'll pop in their head like, oh yeah, like that shit was high. So, it's just kind of like it's totally two different things, but in the same thing, just as sales, you know what I mean? So you just gotta be a hustler for real.
Oh no, wait, do you think that helped you on the sales? Like,
I do, bro, because that was my first time doing sales, but at the same time, I felt like just knowing me as a person, like I wasn't really like a shy kind of person, so I was like, you know what, why not give it a shot? And yeah, like it was definitely hard, but it was good money, and it was something that I kind of like to do. Like there was obviously there was days there, like kind of still here, where you know, it's kind of slow and everything like that. But yeah, it definitely did help me.
Okay. Let's bring it back to the dealership. Working in sales in a dealership. What's the craziest story someone has told you just to get off a deal? Just to not sign those papers. Just to not give you that deal.
Man, it's so dumb too, because it's not just like I've had one person like that. It's like maybe I'll show them the car that they wanted, everything was right about it, they liked it, and then whenever it's time to come back to the desk, they'll just either be like, I gotta think about it, I gotta talk to somebody about it. They just like never come back, you know. It's just those type of customers, because you definitely do get customers where like, okay, I show them exactly what they want, even if it's not what they want, but it's something close, they'll sign. But there's just some people where they just won't pull the trigger on it, you know.
Have you ever had an interaction with a customer that has said some wild shit or done something wild? It could be any dealership.
Man.
And if you don't, do you have? No, we can't get too personal. Just keep it with the customer. Ain't trying to stir nothing in the pot.
Man. You know what? What's that question that you were gonna ask?
¿Cuál de todas?
You said something how we're not gonna get into the personal life. I mean, might as well. I don't know.
You trying to talk about that story?
Yeah, I'll talk about the story.
Okay.
I told him a story off camera, because I was like, dude, I have no idea what to say about this question.
Hold on. Before the video keeps on going, the dealership, everybody thinks it's just like, you know, a regular place, bro. Shit goes down every single day, and it keeps you entertained. You know, every department has something going on. Some people are like, you know, just on phone calls being rude, etc. Some people are being physical. You know, everybody got different stories. Over here, we got a couple cars stolen off the lot.
Really?
We had a purple BMW gone off the lot. Then we had a TRX that was getting fixed in Dodge. They took that bitch off Dodge. But what's your story, bro?
Okay, so so at my other dealership, I'm not gonna say where, but there was a salesman there. He was like an older gentleman. He would just always dress fly, dude. Like he would have like this like all the like vintage like LV, like he would pull up in a suit, like some like swaggy, bro, like
Bien dripped down el vato.
like a pimp, bro, I promise you. And he would just like every day he would get 1, 2, like every day, I'm telling you. And what the managers would tell us is like, oh, he's just been doing it for so long that he just gets customers like calling him back and all that stuff. Like he basically has his own clientele. And so I was like, okay, cool. Literally, like, it was like rolling for a good minute, because he was there like way before me and stuff too. So I don't know how long he was doing this for, dude, but like a couple months had passed and stuff, and he just didn't show back up. And all of us are just like, damn, did he get fired? Did he quit? And then all of a sudden we just started to get like customers coming back, like mad and stuff. Bro, it turns out that man was like straight scamming customers, dude. Like I'm finna tell y'all how. Not exactly how, but like what he was kind of doing, dude. So he would get a customer, and instead of doing like all the paperwork and stuff, he would just like get them somehow to like cash app him like money. Like we're talking like 2 bands, 5 bands, 6 bands. Like as a customer, how are you cash apping another salesman for you to get your car? Like I don't know what he was telling those customers, dude. But also, like way before like all this stuff, like I wouldn't say I was cool with him, but you know, I would just always chop it up with everybody. And it was so crazy because his like office was like all the way in the back of the dealership, like kind of like tucked away in his own cube basically. So like I remember times he would just like be showing me like straight freaky shit, like just like not like any of his shit, hold on, pause, but like just like hit like woman, like him being at a hotel and shit like that. So that happens, right? I was just like, okay, cool. He's just a fly pimp ass salesman that just, you know, just be doing his own thing. No, bro. He would get them to like cash app him money, dude, and he would do basically what he showed me in the video. So he was taking the customers' money and like taking them to like a hotel and just doing the nastiest stuff. Not just women, bro. Not just women. But that shit was crazy. Yeah, he a fucking bro, I don't know. That shit blew my whole thing. I was like, bro, he's not what I thought he was. You know what I mean? It's like maybe there's some truth to what he was. Like maybe he was a good salesman, but once it started to all catch up with him, bro, like police started to show up, everything, bro. Yeah.
Any advice you guys on someone trying to help on the sales, like in the sales industry?
Yeah.
Any advice, any recommendations?
I would just say, just don't be scared of it, you know, especially if you're interested in it. Like if you're not interested in sales, you're probably just like, yeah, no. But if you're interested in sales, maybe you're just nervous about it. I would just say don't be, because there's even people here, like even at my past one, where it's like they'll just help you. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be
willing to learn.
You just have to be willing to learn and be like on top of it. Like you can't be scared to go up and grab a customer. You know, you can't be scared to make phone calls. You can't be scared for the customer to tell you no. You can't be scared for the customer to hang up on you. You know, it comes with it. What's the worst thing they're gonna tell you? No, or maybe like fuck off. Like okay, like you just go on to the next one. And, you know, the next one is usually gonna get you a sale.
Okay. And how can we find you if they're trying to contact you to buy a whip or use? What do you sell? Do you sell used cars too, or just?
I sell new Kias or any used cars that we have on lot. You can find me on Instagram. Let me pull up my Instagram real quick. I don't know it off the top of my head. I think it's extrovert.ray. Yeah, extrovert.ray with 2 Y's at the end. Just hit my DM. I would give you my number, but I don't know about that. Or you could just hit my email too. My email is quintanillar2004@gmail.com. QUINTANILLAR2004@gmail.com.
All right, bro. Well, I appreciate being on the interview.
I appreciate you. It's been a good interview.
Thank you.
See y'all.
En el rollo con el pollo plebada, that's been the video for today. Let me know in the comments if y'all trying to see a little part 2. Maybe if y'all got some questions y'all want me to ask. And that's been it for today. Inside dealership, the back, the behind the scenes, the interviews on pretty much every different department. Catch you in the next one. Come on.